There's some kind of unidentified bogey coming in from the north.
Roger that.
And it's coming in fast.
Welcome to Movie List, and today we're counting down 20 times Superman went God mode. For this list, we'll take a look at the times one of our favorite DC superheroes flexed his insane strength and speed. Did we miss any God mode moments? Let us know in the comments. Number 20. Superman lifts a ship in Superman Returns. Starting off, we have just one of many times that Superman picks up something ridiculously large. After the boat split in half, Lois, Richard, and James are all trapped in a sinking boat that is quickly filling with water. When all hope seems lost, Superman arrives and lifts half the boat, which must weigh tons on its own, let alone when it's filled with water. Richard puts his trust in Superman to save him and his family.
Give me your hand.
Number 19. Superman's black suit in Zack Snyder's Justice League. There's no doubt that some things look better in black, and Superman is no exception. As Superman prepares to go into battle, there are suits lined up, ready for him to choose from. And of course, he picks the coolest suit of them all, the black suit. Not only does it look badass, it also mimics what the Kryptonian wore as he honors them in this battle. Number 18. Superman's sacrifice in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Nothing is more godlike than sacrificing your life to save others, and looking badass while doing it. With all the other members of the Justice League failing to overcome Doomsday, Superman steps forward and grabs the one weapon that can destroy the monster, but it'll also weaken him in the process: Kryptonite. Superman takes a serious injury to the chest that had us fans cringing and crying as we watch one of our favorite heroes rise above the others to stop Doomsday once and for all. Number 17. Superman catches a bullet in Superman. You can't help but love Christopher Reeve's portrayal of Clark Kent. Rather than flexing his abilities, he acts so innocent, even when catching bullets and saving the day.
Just a minute. Now, I realize, of course, that times are tough for some these days, but this isn't the answer. You can't solve society's problems with a gun.
I love how he tries to defuse the situation by taking the friendly route. He's searching for a non-violent alternative when he's literally bulletproof and could just kick the guy into the next town over. But I guess that's what makes him the hero here. Heck, even Lois chooses to fight. Thank God Superman was there to catch that. Otherwise, Lois's bold actions might have cost her her life. But his reaction after is what makes this scene so priceless.
I guess I must have fainted.
Fainted?
Number 16. Superman sacrifices happiness in Superman Returns. There has only ever been one person for Superman: Lois.
Were you in love with him?
He was Superman. Everyone was in love with him.
It takes a lot to let go of it all, to rise above his desire. When Superman was searching for more Kryptonians, Lois moved on with her life. And now that he's back, watching the woman he still loves find happiness with someone else is heartbreaking. But he chooses to leave her be.
Their capacity for good. I have sent them you.
The image of Superman above the earth, looking down on its inhabitants, has always had a godly vibe to it. Add to it that Superman can hear thousands of conversations around him, and well, you know why it's on this list. Number 15. Superman versus Evil Superman in Superman 3. You can't have light without darkness, and that goes for Superman as well.
What are you looking at? Huh?
Excuse me, Superman. It's me, Ricky from Smallville.
Superman, and especially Christopher Reeve's Superman, has always been a very cheerful, outgoing version. So after he's exposed to synthetic kryptonite, we have to watch as he slowly loses himself. And it's a bit unsettling. When both the good and the bad finally separate and start to fight, it's actually surprising to see the Clark Kent version keep up despite the meek persona he wears. In the end, it's actually the good one who overpowers the evil. Number 14. Superman's source of power in Superman Returns. We all know what Superman's source of power is, but seeing him utilize it is another story.
Bye, Lois.
With the help of James, Lois's son, Superman is saved and they bring him with them. After saying his final goodbyes and heading back into danger, Superman flies into the sky to use the sun as a source of strength. There's something about this moment that's so regal. Maybe it's the pose, or the determination on his face, or the beauty of the sun above the clouds. But we all know we don't want to be standing in his way. Number 13. Superman survives an explosion in Batman vs. Superman. While Superman tends to walk off most explosions, this one is a little different. Despite the fact that it's a bit of a jump scare, it's actually kind of sad. Superman is on trial so that he can be held accountable for his actions, but it turns out the entire thing was orchestrated by none other than Lex Luthor. After the fiery inferno, Superman is the only one seen standing, completely unharmed. While badass, you can visibly see the pain on his face since he survived while those around were injured or perished. Having such abilities, even godly ones, can come at a steep cost. Number 12. Superman lifts an entire island in Superman Returns. But honestly, nothing can be more godlike than literally picking up an entire island. This is absolutely insane, and I'm not even going to pretend to know how this is possible. Superman just goes underneath the island and picks it up, probably remembering to lift with his knees and not his back. 'Cause, wow, who knew that was possible? And to top it all off, as the island crumbles, kryptonite is revealed, which means this has got to be weakening Superman, and yet he's still carrying it higher and higher into the sky. Number 11. Superman's subtle revenge in Man of Steel. Man of Steel's version of Superman is the polar opposite of the Christopher Reeves version, and we love it too.
Knock it off.
Sit down.
Let me go.
Hey, leave her alone, man.
Of course, you always got these miserable sods around to ruin a perfectly good day, and in Superman's case, a perfectly good cover.
I think I'll probably just leave when I'm good and ready.
Superman doesn't take kindly to sexual harassment, nor does he tolerate disrespect. The amount of control he displays here is impressive, to say the least, considering he could easily shut that guy up in one punch or less. But Superman gets his revenge in much more subtle ways. Number 10. Superman saves an airplane in Superman Returns. We've seen Superman lift some crazy things, so it should come as no surprise that he can catch an airplane.
There's some kind of unidentified bogey coming in from the north.
Roger that.
And it's coming in fast.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's... Superman, stopping tragedies left and right. At this rate, I think most of these movies are trying to wow us with everything Superman can catch, and it still gets us every time. Especially since he's holding an entire plane up by its nose, and then sets it down so easily. Number 9. Superman takes punches in Batman vs. Superman. Everyone's favorite mashup in the DC universe. The debate on who would win, Superman or Batman, has gone on for years.
Here I am. Bruce, I was wrong. You have to listen to me.
Bruce really should have listened, because for the first part of the fight, it really seems like Superman is going to win. It's kinda hard to bet against him, since he's a super strong alien and Batman is just a man under his suit. And this was the moment Bruce realized he should have just stayed in bed. Number 8. Oil Rig Rescue in Man of Steel. Henry Cavill's Superman doesn't even need a suit to be a god. He really just walks in while on fire, like he just took a stroll through the park. The people on the other side of the door must not know what to think. They're probably thinking that Superman is a savior or god of sorts, returning to save them. And then he holds up the entire oil rig, which must be tons upon tons of metal. Number 7. Superman vs. Steppenwolf in Zack Snyder's Justice League. But it really shouldn't come as a surprise that the man who can take down a god can hold up an oil rig.
Not impressed.
Wow, he sent him flying. This was a guy that even Wonder Woman, The Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman were having trouble fighting. Superman is kicking his butt like it's nothing. Superman just keeps laying into him. This is just one of the many reasons why you don't mess with the Man of Steel. But if you aren't convinced yet, Number 6. Superman's bulletproof eyes in Superman Returns. We all know Superman is bulletproof, but to see it is another thing. This man must have thought he was looking at a god or a monster, because Superman is completely unfazed by this. He walks right into a machine that could kill hundreds of people, and he isn't even batting an eye. Even his eyes are bulletproof. Number 5. Superman beats the Justice League in Justice League. I think we all know by now that Superman is the most powerful of the group. He's even on par with the fastest man alive. What were they even thinking? Trying to take on Superman, of all people, was a terrible move. But of course, they still do it anyway, and Superman is handling them like he handles everything else, with ease. This moment right here is what makes this such a god-tier moment. The Flash thinks he has the upper hand until Superman literally just turns and looks at him. Barry probably needed a change of pants after that. Number 4. Superman breaks sound barrier in Man of Steel. Superman proves time and again that he is capable of the craziest thing. Imagine how fast he's got to go to manage that. It literally takes going faster than the speed of sound to break the sound barrier. And what screams God mode more than rising above the earth and looking down at its inhabitants like this? Number 3. Superman fights General Zod in Man of Steel. In order to save the earth, Superman must fight and kill one of the last of his kind.
There's only one way this ends, Cal. Either you die or I do.
He's gonna regret saying that. This entire fight is epic. They're both doing some damage to one another, but their display of power isn't as powerful as this next scene. Superman is faced with two terrible choices: kill the last of his race, or watch as Zod kills innocent humans.
If you love these people, you can mourn for them.
It takes a lot of effort, and probably breaks some fundamental part of Superman, but he does what is necessary. Number 2. Superman destroys World Engine in Man of Steel. And Superman fights Zod after he literally saves the entire world from the World Engine. I mean, look at how big this thing is. It's literally destroying the Earth. The amount of power it must take to puncture a hole in the ground and cause seismic-like activity that upturns a city is absolutely insane. And then, Superman just flies straight into the giant beam that is splitting the ground open. It doesn't do any damage to his body as he continues pushing forward. Number 1. Superman reverses time in Superman. It's old, but it's gold, since no other version of Superman has managed this magnificent feat. Saving the Earth? How about flying around it until you literally go back in time? Yeah, maybe this wasn't a great hero move, but this just shows how much Superman holds back. No other Superman has shown this kind of power. You can't beat one of the OGs. But going God mode isn't the only thing superheroes are known for. Click here to see times when superheroes made the ultimate sacrifice. Go on, click it, I'll see you there.